The Frames Per Second podcast. Hey everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the Frames Per Second podcast. We are here to
struggling over there. I felt you. I felt the struggle coming.
What?
I felt it coming. Like you didn't know which one we were doing.
He had to go through the mental Rolodex real quick. Which show is this?
It was just like page was slipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was sitting there scrolling through, like I was reading and also talking, and then I had to like, oh, wait, make sure I get the right show.
I saw that shit in real time.
And then I had to think about the setup. But yes, we are here to wrap up the season of Agatha All Along. The first season has finally ended. We opened with the first 2 episodes, and we had a lot, taking place in between. So we figured we'll just go ahead and just do a season recap, which will include episodes 3 through 9.
Shit.
So the last,
it's been that many?
Yeah, it was 9 total. Yep. So
Felt like
because they dropped 2 to open the season,
close.
and then they close it with, so they bookended it with 2 episodes. My name is Kenneth Beans. Joining me, I have Spike, Mike, and Rod. What up, everybody?
What up?
So we're here. We know the whole story and everything. So Spike, where you at?
This was one of the most uninteresting TV shows that I've ever watched.
Damn.
And I felt like it was because I'm not as versed in Marvel as you guys are, but I just feel like I was missing something. I did not know the purpose. And I watched WandaVision, and I liked WandaVision. And I know this was a direct correlation to that, but it did not register with me what was going on.
So like the story?
The story wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the acting, the main lady that plays
Catherine
Agatha,
Hahn.
she was really good. She was able to hold my interest in the 9 episodes, but just the story of where they were trying to get to and being on the witch's road and all of this, it
Down
did
the witch's road.
it just did not matter to me. I was like, oh, so.
Mike? I know
You're like, what we
throughout the
doing?
weeks,
Yeah, what we talking about?
throughout the weeks, in between recording week to week, you've had some less than pleasant things to say about Agatha. Do you still feel the same way?
I feel more so. You can keep this shit. It ain't got nothing to do with being versed, Spike. This shit is boring as hell. This is probably the worst.
I just feel like I was missing something.
You were missing time.
Entertainment.
You were missing moments of life that you could have spent doing some other shit. That's what you were missing. This was probably I like this less than Loki.
Yeah,
This was
with
unbelievably boring. No, Loki grew on me
okay.
with the last season.
Yeah.
And I went back and rewatched all of
Yeah.
it, and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this is under Nigga Bird.
That's
Saying a lot.
yeah, that is a lot. What do you have to say, Rod?
He ain't wrong though. He ain't wrong. And Spike, you don't have to be versed.
I just feel
this was shitty storytelling. This was shitty direction. Like it failed in so many areas. And just be quite honest, like I wasn't that crazy about her acting in this one as I was in the other show.
She didn't seem as into it.
She didn't seem as into it. Like she didn't sell it for me. It seemed like she was acting. It looked like she was acting like Agatha. You know what I mean? So it just in the other show, she felt like Agatha. Like this one, it seemed like she was acting like it. So nah, man, this was a direct miss, if that's even a thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like nah, it's and I'll get into more like while I think it is.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it, especially once I got the full story. The public loves it as well. They seem to really enjoy it. And the ratings definitely started to spike towards the end. And so, yeah, I it could be just, I thought it was good. Like, I do agree, like, week to week at times, it felt like something was missing. But what I did was I went back and rewatched the whole thing before I watched the final 2 episodes. And then I Went back and watched the final. So I watched everything twice, and on the rewatch, having additional context of the story and stuff, I was like, oh man, this is actually pretty cool. Especially when they got to like one of the reveals, I was like, yo, this is actually really good. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but I see this is going to be a quick recap. So
you in this Marvel shit for real? Because you like
what
this,
reveals?
you like She-Hulk, like, and so it's not surprising that you like this. Not invalidating like you.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I
You
just
said
wanna
you
make
like
that clear.
She-Hulk, so your opinion is
No, because I mean, if you into a certain thing, like you know, you're gonna shoot Bill. I like No Limit for a long time. I did.
Damn.
I hung in there for a very long time, so I get it.
I did too.
But nah, yeah, I am curious to see why you like it though.
yeah, I thought that I thought once I got the full story, I was like, yo, that's kind of.
And I thought I was gonna feel like that too, Ken, but nah, man, it just still I don't know.
I still love. Like, I disagree with you. I love her acting. Agatha as a character, I thought was really interesting. Just the way she was doing.
I think she was doing this shit too much, like that old hand shit that she does. It just started to annoy me. It's like it seems like you don't have to do that every fucking time you talk. Like I don't know. It just bothered me, man.
Yeah. Well, most of this whole season was really built around these trials that they were doing. So we'll kind of go through these. The third episode was Through Many Miles of Tricks and Trials. And it was the first trial that they went through where they were in a house. They had to drink wine. And everybody except the teen drank the wine. Jen privately told Teen not to trust Agatha. And she said that Agatha was rumored to have traded her child for the Darkhold. Did you guys believe the story that Jen told? And did you around this time start to kind of think that Teen may have been her son?
They were playing around with that a little bit. Like it did put it in your head, like, damn, what if that is her son or whatever the case? But that just seems too on the nose. So I know it had to be something a little deeper than just that.
Well, what do you guys think about the trial? Because Sharon, everybody was poisoned. Sharon, it hits her a lot quicker, so she faints. Jen, who is, I forgot what her role is as a witch. I know that was a protection. I had to look it up. But she has to make this spell, so she's frantically doing this spell.
Of course, the black woman gonna be cooking.
Of course. Of course.
I thought she was a spells witch. Is that what they called her? I thought.
I have to look it up to
That's what they
exactly
called
know what
it.
it is. But they start to kind of hallucinate, see different versions of themselves. Alice sees her mom, Lorna Wu, about to commit suicide. Agatha sees a dark hole, which plays into the story earlier. Lilia sees her younger self and her maestra from the Renaissance era. And Jen, hallucinates about a doctor, which I don't feel the doctor thing came around, who forced her underwater. So I felt like there was something missing with Jen's whole story.
Yes.
That we didn't get. So Jen figured it out. Thing opens and they go through the tunnel.
I'll just stop you there. Like the whole trial shit was just way too hokey for me. Like it kind of like took me out of the story. I was like, are they gonna do this every episode? This is not good. Like it just felt, I don't know, like cheap. Like it felt cheap. It just, I don't know. Like it didn't have
cheap
much,
in terms of writing, right?
cheap writing. Like just delivery. Like everything just felt cheap about it. It felt like super easy, like to do. It didn't have any depth to it.
It felt amateur.
Yeah.
It was
Like
is how I looked at it.
I agree with it. It was real procedural. It was like really this gonna do this, no surprises, no gimmicks, no wows. It's like this. Like there was a formula that they were sticking to that didn't work.
Yeah, it's easily digestible for an audience, or it resonates with a viewing public a lot more easier. This was the lowest budget they had. I think I saw it was around $40 million. So they didn't invest heavily. So they really wanted to rely on like the writing. But I think when you think of terms of storytelling, witch and stuff like this, like, yeah, I mean, this is a repeatable formula. So I think that's probably why the viewing audience accepts it. When I think about, like, I was talking to my wife about Penguin. I'm like, the story of Penguin being a gangster and a mob boss, like, people know that story. You know, it's not about powers or anything. It's about him trying to get power. So it's relatable because they've seen that, you know, over and over again. So it's easier to connect with. So I think for people that like witches and sort of that stuff, going to Halloween, I think that's probably why there was an uptick in viewership for this one and why people like it.
You know what? I like witches. I don't like these hocus pocus goofy witches.
Which makes sense.
So that's why this shit was
Yeah.
boring as fuck to me. Like those trials, I'm with Rod 100%. I was like, y'all gonna do this every episode, and they did. And the problem with this, for the most part, I didn't give a fuck about any of these people, and that's been the issue with these shows. It's like I liked Wanda, I liked Vision, I had a history with them, so that made me willing to sit there and watch a show about them. You know, I like Loki. I didn't love the show, but I was still willing to give it a shot. I don't really know Agatha like that.
This was us getting to know her.
But it didn't do enough for me, because by the time we get to the end, I was like, I still don't give a fuck about you. And all these new people that pop up,
definitely
and then
don't
they
give a fuck
die,
about them.
I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. The old lady witch, and they all want to slow mo this shit. I'm like, wrap this up, B. I don't care that she's dying.
You weren't sad that Sharon died?
The only one that made me sad was, and I'm
old lady
I'm gonna
was
be
hard.
racist, unfortunately, because I can't remember her name, but the Asian woman.
Woo.
That was the
I thought
only.
I was being racist,
Why am I
too.
not remembering Wu?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
because when I was like, oh, Wu died, but I was like, wait a minute, is that her real? I had to check myself too. I was like, let me call her by her first name just in case. Alice, yeah, Alice died.
She was the only one, because she went out like really trying to protect everybody else. I was like, the old lady that was in the Wanda, I don't give a fuck. You're annoying anyway. The old lady died, chick. I don't care about you either.
You didn't think it was sad, but Sharon died because she got she got tricked by Agatha, bro.
That's what Agatha does. So you're stupid for getting tricked by her.
And you knew it too.
And you knew it. Because you're the one that can see the future, but you tricked your own self and not seeing the future right.
Okay,
so I'm
so
like, I'm supposed to feel bad for you?
I see. I can speed.
You
this
fucked up your own campaign. You like Kamala.
I think I can speed this real quick. So you guys didn't like any of the trials that
The sword one was
watched.
cool. I thought the sword
It's,
one was
Okay.
it's
The ceiling
certain
was coming
parts.
down.
Yeah, I like that.
It's,
I like that
it's
one.
certain parts, and I'll say this in rebuttal to Mike. I do like Hocus Pocus,
Mm-hmm.
but I know what to expect with Hocus Pocus. I wasn't expecting it with this show. I didn't expect them to add that element to this show, so that's what I didn't like about it. Now, if I knew that's what this was, maybe I would have felt a little different. But when Agatha was introduced in WandaVision, it was darker. I won't say very dark, but it was a darker element to that show. This didn't feel like that. It seemed like they pulled back on that. They tried to keep it some elements, but it just seemed like they pulled back on it like way too much.
And I feel like they leaned on the mystery of who Billy was way too hard. 'Cause it's like,
yeah.
no offense to
Yeah.
anyone really, but I feel like you had to have just not seen a single Marvel thing if you were surprised that was Wanda's kid. Because I thought it was either going to be Wanda's kid or Agatha's kid. It was one of the two.
Yeah.
But then by the time we got to the third episode, I was like, oh, it's Wanda's son. Okay.
What tipped you off?
Because when they kept talking about Agatha's kid, I was like, that's
Right,
not
it's
Agatha's
not
kid.
his kid,
'Cause
yeah.
it would, like Rod said, it was two on the nose.
Yeah.
That's not going to be Agatha's kid. That's fucking Wanda's kid.
Right.
And then when he came with the fucking little tiara, I was like, okay, cool. Where do we go from here? Because now the most interesting thing about this show has been revealed. And there's still 4 more episodes.
Yeah, that and I did like that. I thought that was dope.
What
how they
part?
did that. When the reveal of it being Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reveal was cool. The reveal
Yeah.
was fine. When he
Yeah,
screamed
how
out
it
Tommy
happened.
and shit. Like, yeah, that was fine. Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and how he tried to, like he said, that if being a witch means that I have to kill someone or harm somebody, I don't want to be it. I love the way that Agatha just kind of looked at him and kind of peep game, was like, oh, she's like, we'll see. Like her performance, the facial expressions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought was good.
She
bro.
still has her moments. She's a great actor. Like, she still has her moments, but I feel like the show kind of ruined it a little bit for me. Like, I don't know if it did her justice.
And you know who really got fucked? Aubrey Plaza.
Oh my god!
I was like, her character was trash.
Oh man,
Trash?
and I love
Yes.
Aubrey.
You know who she is, right? You know who Death is, right?
I remember Death in the comics. I
Yeah.
remember Death having a relationship with Thanos.
Yeah.
But I don't remember all of the details like that. But Having Aubrey Plaza pop up as Death,
Yes.
and then having Death be in a relationship with Agatha, I was like, okay, this is already fucking stupid.
I didn't check to see if that is a thing.
Even if it was, to me, it was just too much. It was like, why? If you, I understood why you had a relationship with Thanos, because Thanos in the comics was a fucking beast, way more of a beast than he was in the movies. So them having a relationship, I was like, okay, but I didn't really read past that because I didn't like Avengers and shit. I was mostly just X-Men and Spider-Man. But watching this, I was like, okay, you had her pop up, you imply that there's a relationship, she goes away, she comes back. I was like, I don't care about this. Like, I don't give a shit.
And I didn't believe Aubrey Plaza is Death.
No, not at all.
I don't know if that was a good casting. And
It
I love
wasn't.
Aubrey Plaza.
She's not dark enough.
Yeah,
dude.
she's not.
She's not scary. You put Angela Bassett in that role, I believe it. Angela Bassett would have bodied that shit because she's intimidating. Aubrey Plaza is not intimidating.
No.
So it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see if they pull that from the comics. But because I'm with you, I only remember the Thanos thing. So I wasn't as geeked. I saw a lot of people were geeked that it, it was like, oh my god, the death reveal was dope. I wasn't because I just know about the Thanos thing. So I was trying to see if there was a relationship between them or not.
But see, that tells you
but,
something.
yeah,
I didn't
I
even
don't-
give a fuck to look it up. All those other shows, while we were watching, I was like, oh, I gotta go see who this is. Oh shit! Even during Loki, when people would pop up, when Sylvie popped up, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Let me go Google it. When Death popped up, I was like, I don't care. When Wu popped up, I don't care. When the bald-headed black woman, I can't remember her name, when she popped up, I don't care. Y'all are not interesting enough for me to go look this shit up. And I knew something when they said that this was gonna be the gayest show that Marvel has had. I was like, okay, are y'all gonna make that the point of the show, or is this gonna be a show that just happens to have gay folks in it? Luckily for me, they just made it a show that just happened to have. They didn't like make it. They didn't like do like they did with Reva and like try to make this like, oh, not Reva, sorry, the Acolyte.
Yeah,
they didn't do
yeah.
like they did with the Acolyte, where they just tried to shove it and it didn't make any sense. It made sense here. I just didn't care.
Yeah, I'm still looking, but
I only watched this to see what they said about Wanda. I just wanted to see if they were going to bring Wanda in. That's the only reason I watched this bullshit. And I didn't even get my girl Wanda in it.
nah, she wasn't gonna pop up.
I get her little hoe ass son.
Well, that was supposed to be her dead, though, right? In the beginning?
It was supposed to be, yeah. That's why I was interested. I was like, oh, how are they going to work this out? Where Wanda at? Nah, we ain't getting no Wanda. Get out of here.
Let's see.
You could bring up the trials, and I'll let you know if it was something that I thought that was intriguing about it or not.
Yeah, I was busy trying to find out what I was looking for.
Oh,
That's why I
gotcha,
got
gotcha,
sidetracked
gotcha.
a little bit. But yeah, Rio's the Green Witch. He plays a record backwards. This is the music thing where they play Lorna's version of the ballad. So they sing that song. And there's the demon that pop up that they had to kill. Lilia says the Three of Swords and all these different random things in each episode, which comes back later. But I think in episode 4, we just saw that, again, they were playing around, as you mentioned, with Agatha's connection to Teen and what she was seeing in Teen. And he was wounded in this one. And there was a lot of concern on her face for him. But you saw some bonding at the end. And Agatha, then we get the reveal from Rio that Teen isn't actually her son. And that was episode 4, which was just them playing that song and singing it. Okay.
See, that's why I was still interested, because Agatha's kid's name was Nicholas Scratch. And I only know this part from listening to metal bands, but one of Satan's nicknames was Old Nick. Another of Satan's nicknames was Old Scratch. So I was like, oh shit. Did Agatha somehow birth Satan? Where the fuck is this going? This is interesting. And when we just find this little punk ass fucking ponytail ass boy that's, my heart's too good to keep killing witches, I was like, bro, fuck this. I don't care no more. Why you name him Nicholas Scratch if he's not evil? I don't
think
get
you're
it.
like the only person that knew that. It
Nah,
was
the
just-
show knew it.
I didn't
They
know
had
it,
to.
but yeah, you said the show, but
They
yeah,
had to. The
'cause
show
I found
had
that
to know
interesting,
this.
Nick
Yeah, that
and
is
Scratch.
interesting.
Yeah, which Yeah, I know you would have loved that. I think that might be a little bit too much of a deep cut for people.
Well, then why did they name him Nicholas? Maybe I missed it.
I don't know. They never said why. I think she just said she created him from scratch, and so I think that I don't think you're off base because I think that's way too much of a coincidence for him to have those two names given the history lesson you just gave me. So I don't think that's circumstantial at all. So I think you're right. They may have known that. If they don't know that, the people in the comics definitely knew that, and they pulled it from that. But yeah,
I thought they were going to use that to bring in Mephisto. So I was like, okay, this is going to be fucking cool. Her son is Mephisto or some shit.
Yeah, because they name dropped him in here as well.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, oh shit, when are we going to get there? Nope.
Who's Mephisto?
He's like a trickster demon guy. Basically, is who we all thought was controlling the shit in Wanda.
That's right. Y'all brought him up.
But
And I
it
know that
never
sounded
happened.
familiar.
Anyway.
Look at Spark.
And the next episode, Darkest Hour, Wake Thy Power, we learned that the Salem Seven are the children of the people that Agatha killed.
Oh, they're the children?
Yeah,
I didn't
they
realize
were
that.
children of the coven that she killed.
Yeah.
They created what they called Hexabetson. Have you heard of that word, Mike?
What is it?
The riding on a witch, a broomstick. They say we should do a Hexabetson or whatever. I tried to look it up. I could not find this word anywhere.
No, they probably made it up. I don't remember that being a part of like old school witch folklore. I feel like that just came later.
And that's what they were saying. They were kind of like, they were like, why don't you guys like to ride witches? And then they gave this whole industrial complex and blah, blah, blah. So they were kind of pushing back on it, yet they did it and riding over across the moon and stuff like that. So
That shit, I was like, this is too silly, man.
Yeah.
This is way too silly for me.
Way too silly.
this one, Spike, they used the Ouija board to make contact with what turned out to be Agatha's mother. Did y'all like how she was making fun, like pretending she was Miss Hart?
That was a good acting job because she sounded like her. She sounded like her for a little bit and like just played it well. I liked it.
I thought the Ouija board, I thought it spelled out Nicholas.
It did later at the
Yeah, the
end.
second time.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
The first
remember
time Agatha was fucking around doing what she does, but saying it was Mrs. I think she did. Did she do Sharon or Mrs. Hart? But either way it goes, she would pretend to like she made contact with Mrs. Hart and then started fucking with the people and stuff like
I
that.
don't even remember that.
Oh, do you remember that part, Rod?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that was good.
Yeah.
She did good. I'm with Spike on that.
Yeah. What about the Exorcist thing? Did you like the little play on the Exorcist stuff when Agatha was up on the ceiling?
If it was a different show, maybe, but
Okay.
it was too silly for me to take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because if it was like a darker show, this could have been really fucking cool. I wish they would have gone a darker route with this. Because this could have been really, really, really interesting, but it was way too goofy and comic booky. So yeah, the Exorcist shit didn't hit for me.
Gotcha. Rod, did you feel anything when Agatha's mom told her that she wished she would have been killed her at birth? Damn. And it kind of explained maybe why she didn't have a relationship to her mom.
But we knew that though from WandaVision though, right? When her mom part in that covenant,
She was.
Yeah.
I don't know if she.
she was basically sacrificing her daughter in that moment, right?
Yeah, but I didn't. I don't know if, and I can't remember if we knew that her mom just didn't fuck with her at all, and that this was probably just a witch thing.
I mean, 'cause,
okay.
yeah, I remember that being really impactful in WandaVision when because her mom or somebody was in there and they were still trying to kill her. And she was just like, "No, please don't do this."
Oh,
or whatever. Yeah. It was like sad almost until she started taking their fucking power. It's like, oh shit, damn, that's what's up.
Yeah, this scene when she took Alice's power, I was like, "Yo, please stop! Like, what are you doing? Don't do this." But yeah, Alice, as a protection witch, was trying to help because she got repossessed, Agatha, by the mom and started attacking people. This the part, Rod, I think you were talking about when you, Mike, when you were talking about the other person was in there. That's when Teen saw that it was the son. And Nicholas scratched and said the name, but by then it was too late. So, Spike, when you said we know what Mike said. When you said when Alice died, bro?
I was not sad when any of them died. It was just, it's similar to what he said though. Like I wasn't invested enough in any of the characters to like say, oh man, that was a great character. Now I'm not gonna see them anymore. It was just like, and I binged it all too, so it was all kind of jumbled together. It wasn't week to week. I would have to wait on results. So no, I wasn't sad.
Mike, did you believe Agatha when she said she didn't mean to do it?
No, not at all.
I think I believed her.
I didn't believe. I did not believe anything Agatha said. And I was this whole show. I was watching these people being like, oh, "Why are y'all being so fucking stupid?" Because like, I don't know, man. Like we saw enough of Agatha to know that she's a trickster. And I just realized I just called you stupid, Ken. I didn't mean to.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
But yeah,
I probably am stupid because I didn't pick up on it.
But no, I didn't believe anything that Agatha said. So the whole show, anytime she said anything, I'm like, oh, it's probably the opposite. She's like Loki. It's like, I can't really trust you like that.
Yeah, which I do like that aspect of her. But
Yes,
in this particular moment, Rod, I did believe her. This is the only time I've ever believed that she was. I thought she was sincere. That this was the one time she didn't really mean to do it.
No, she does a good job at that. It's kind of hard to tell where she stands on things. So I think she does a good job on that. Yeah, all the way up until the end, she does a good job with that. But so yeah, I'm with you. I don't think you're stupid. Like I feel like she I feel like she does a good job.
Unlike Mike, I don't think you're stupid.
All right. Yeah.
This was kind of like, this episode was the one where I was like, yo, I'm now into the show when the Wiccan reveal and stuff like that. I was like, oh man, I was like, yo, how they're kind of starting to set up all this other stuff, and now we get the answers on, because we were asking like, how the hell is Wanda going to create these people? Because she could only do it in her world. How's she going to do it in the real world? And then it made sense that they would just steal a soul, I think as Death put it. So how they came up with this idea to get them into a body by taking a body of another kid that died, and then connecting that to how Westview and stuff like that, because these people are just living their life, and then the bubble starts contracting. So how everything was connecting, this is where I got caught up in just the show and MCU overall, to what you were saying earlier. So yeah, I was just like, oh man, this nobody does it like Marvel.
It was slightly interesting, but it still just wasn't quite enough for me. Like it was like, okay, I could see a little bit here, but I just feel like they still fumbled it. Yep.
Yeah, because then we got the flashback. The other episode was a flashback about how William came to, he died, and
That was interesting.
yeah,
This was a good episode.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a cool episode because
When he died in the wreck, right?
yeah, I thought that was
And
actually really
So
dope.
what happened
Yeah.
right there? I didn't understand.
He died, and because he died, he was able to, since he died when the hex was being taken away, so Billy's soul was somehow able to jump into
Back into the kid.
into that kid.
Got into that kid. Got it.
So I thought that was actually really interesting.
And then seeing like all the witches in the area, we already knew they were in the area from earlier, but I think Agatha made a point to say that, I forgot exactly how she described it, but the covens got to be kind of around each other within a certain feet, yards, or whatever it was. I didn't write it down, but so Alice popped up. We saw Lilia. We had a conversation. I can't remember the conversation, but she admitted that what she was doing was a con, because we had a conversation about whether she was conning folks or was sincere. So she admitted that whole thing was a con.
Who admitted something was a con?
Lilia. Her
Yes,
whole
yes,
psychic
yes.
thing was a con.
Yeah.
But we also found out she was the one that put the sigil on him, and we learned that whoever puts the sigil, it also affects them too, which is why she didn't remember.
See, that irritated me, and this is where I will say that I'm stupid, because I still don't understand why she did that.
Remember, she was able to see what was happening. She said he had 2 lifelines.
Right.
With his life, and then of course he dies, and then the other one. And she said she was able to see what was going to happen to him, so she put the sigil on him to protect him from the future.
But did she not see that at some point the sigil was going to be broken and he was going to figure out who he was? This is that Mama Cleo shit or Miss Cleo shit where it's like, okay, if you can see the future, how did you not know that I was going to say no? I don't want your service.
She sees them out of order. Remember?
Okay.
So
She's a
that's gonna
whack-ass
be
witch,
the
then.
huh?
She's a whack ass witch then. So why'd you put the fucking sigil on if you know you see shit out of order and some shit might change? I don't know. I just her whole story irked me.
Me too.
Cause it's like, and you know you're gonna forget, right? Cause you're supposed to be like this powerful witch. Write the shit down, you fucking idiot.
She kind of did that, but it was towards the end when she started telling Jen everything that was gonna happen.
Man, that shit was so confusing.
So I will. Lilia's part confused me because I don't understand her conversation she was having with her whatever they called her, maestra or whatever. So even on the second watch, I didn't understand when she died. When she went back, she was like, "Oh, let's begin." So I'm still confused by that.
This show was either doing too much or too little. It never was just doing just enough.
Yeah.
It just never was. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why y'all? Like, what are we doing? I know why you was confused, Spike. Like, that shit was fucking crazy.
It was very confusing.
Was it Lilia's episode?
Man, that shit was confusing as
It
fuck.
was a little bit hard to
my
follow
God.
because part of what was happening in that episode, you had to kind of go back and piece it together. Go back and like
Y'all
I feel
doing
like
a lot.
after
I was
seeing
like-
that, I gotta go watch it.
Y'all doing a lot.
I
This
was
show is
like,
not that interesting for
I'm
y'all to
not
be doing
missing
all
That's
that shit.
that part.
I felt like I was missing something. I just like a whole time. I'm like something.
They thought they was
not
being
clicking.
cool and
Yeah,
clever,
like
but
it just
nah.
wasn't working.
But you know what? When I was watching that Lilia episode, and when it got to the end, and I was like, oh, that's why she said this
When
2
that-
episodes ago.
Right.
Okay, but I was like, I feel like this should be really cool, but it's not.
Right.
Damn, I thought it was.
Maybe because you watched it a couple times.
That's why you seen it
Yeah.
twice.
And then you was like, oh yeah,
then
when she
you see,
did,
like,
when
when
she
you go
says
back
that
and watch
thing,
it,
you're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's gonna tie back into this.
Makes
And-
sense.
Yeah,
So yeah.
but in real time, like on one watch, it was like
What?
because you, especially with it being week to week, you'll kind of forget.
Yeah.
So because I totally forgot or didn't even pick up, she was saying the 3 of thing, or we were just like everybody that was on the road with her. 3 of swords. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Right.
She kinda
Right. I'm like, you got
crazy.
Tourette's or something?
I said that in the episode.
Oh.
Yeah, so Lilia's whole thing was, that was a little bit confusing. You know, I do get that because I think it was in Death's Hand and Mind, this episode where we got the reveal that it was Death that came out. But Lilia discovered that, and Agatha already knew the whole time. And we also saw the actual version of the interrogation taking place and Teen's version of breaking into the house. What you got?
So am I the only one that did not understand how they had a relationship? Because they never really showed this. Because when Death first showed up and they're fighting and all that, but you could tell there was like sexual tension. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Where is this gonna go? It fucking went nowhere. But they were still trying to imply that they had a relationship at some point. And after this, like I saw on Twitter, someone was like, yeah, they were in love. And I was like, when?
Right.
When did this happen?
Yeah, what was the context for that?
They never showed it, so I'm with you. They like even in the last episode, they never went into detail on that. So I don't know. I thought they were at least explain a little bit more because when the last episode, which was Agatha backstory when opening in the 1750s, Death shows up and you could tell they had a relationship, but it was just we were supposed to just
Oh, it started before
I
that?
couldn't tell they had a relationship.
Me
at that
either.
yeah. It was kind of the way she was talking. She was like, "If you do this, I'll never forgive you." So it felt like they were very familiar with each other. So I just infer that they had already been kicking it.
Oh, okay, so her and Death had a relationship before Agatha figured out that she was Death?
No, she knew she was Death all along.
So, but she still had a relationship with her.
Yeah,
Man, what in the fuck?
yeah, but
Y'all can have this shit, bro. Y'all can have this shit. And then she makes a Jesus baby for no fucking reason, knowing the motherfucker's gonna die. Oh,
she
so
didn't know it was gonna die.
Yeah, she did
did.
because
Death showed up.
yeah, because
Yes,
Death was like, "Yo, I'll give you some time."
Yeah.
Is this like supposed to be like Jesus and God? Because God had Jesus and knew Jesus was gonna die. Is that what they're relating to?
possibly.
Man,
I don't
this
know.
is
You may
dumb
be
as
adding a
fuck.
little bit
Oh, this is stupid.
deeper than they may have intended it, but I see it. I'm with you on that.
Anytime you have an
possibility.
immaculate conception,
Yeah.
they know they're referencing Jesus. So I thought that this kid was gonna be something again with the old scratch. I was like, oh, she had an immaculate conception. This kid is gonna be something extremely important. But no, motherfucker just dies in some dust.
Yeah, they wanted to, I guess, show why. Okay, so this was an issue I did have with the show. They wanted to show why she was mad at Death.
Right.
But throughout the episodes, they made it seem like it was something really bad.
Right.
Like something real, like she really did something fucked up to her kid, and I never saw it.
No. She told you when you had the kid,
Right.
I'm going to kill him at some point.
Right.
So either you can lose him now or you can lose him in 13 years. She should have just been like, well, fuck it. Take him now. I'll go make another one.
Right.
Because she made him from scratch anyway. You ain't got no more scratch?
Right, which they were like, oh, I just made. She kind of talked about that. So I was like, I guess maybe as a mother, just the fact that it actually happened and she wasn't ready was pain enough for her to hold a grudge against her. But because y'all didn't think it was sad when she woke up and she saw the kid was dead.
Nope.
Because she knew it was going to happen.
You knew it was
That's
She didn't know when though.
That's her fault.
But you knew it was going to happen.
But I mean,
That's her fault.
she wasn't prepared.
You
never
should've been.
Yeah.
Right. Every day you woke up, you should have been like, my kid might die today.
Right.
What I will say, Rod, a little bit yes, because the kid started coughing. So yeah, she should have knew that death was imminent because that was a sign. So
I forgot about the coughing shit because I was confused about that too. Your kid's coughing. You're a witch. At no point you like, let me figure out like what the fuck's going on with this kid. You didn't try to give him no tussin. The kid might have COVID.
But remember,
she
she said, "I can't fix you though." She was like, "I got
that
all
she
these
shouldn't have been
powers,
surprised
so
he died.
I can't." Yeah, so that I'm with you to a certain. Yeah, she should have known that it was on the way. Maybe she suspected it. She just didn't think it was going to be overnight.
I missed the I can't fix you part because I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so we all know he's gonna die. Is he seriously gonna die from a cold?
And I didn't know if she was saying that because she knew that death was coming to get her at some point, and that she was talking about the fits thing, or if it was the cold. But she did say it, so
Okay.
it could be either or. But either way it goes, inevitable what was going to happen. We also learned in this episode, kind of jumping towards the end because it applies to everything else, that they created the whole song about the road too,
Right.
From scratch. So this whole thing was just made up, and man, that's why I was like, man, how they created like it was Agatha all along.
But Agatha took the long con for no real reason. I mean, we all got it. We just
Wait,
didn't.
I was waiting for them to say it was kind of corny.
No, I
They
mean, it
didn't
was.
want
We
to
just
do
act
that.
like it didn't happen.
We're going to let you live.
Yeah,
I did write that one down too. I wrote that one down in my
I
notes.
bet
I was
you did.
like, it was Agatha all along.
I
Oh
put
my
the sigil
god,
on myself to forget that shit.
Right.
I had to. 'Cause I was like, oh shit. When I was writing up the notes for episode 7, I was like, oh, it started with Agatha. And then it hit me. I was like, yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. No need to.
You should be sorry.
Right. The fact that you got to do all that explanation.
I know.
But what was the point of all this? Like,
Yeah.
if Agatha could have just killed the witches in that room, why didn't she just do it?
Here's the part I was confused about was that she said, and again, we don't know if she's lying or not. I guess now I have to assume she was lying. But she said that the only way she could take people's powers is if they attack her.
Yes.
In episode 9, we didn't see them attack her at all.
Gotcha.
They all go off scene and they just die.
So it was going to take a little longer. So she was intending for them to do what happened back in the day, basically.
Yeah,
like
she was
insult them and all that, and then they'll strike her. But they were smarter than that. Then on top of that,
Got
you
it.
had Wanda's son create the actual role. She was like, okay, what the fuck is this? This never happened before.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
y'all didn't think that was dope?
Yeah, it was fine.
That was pretty cool.
was
That
fine.
was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That was aggravating as shit.
why?
Because she knew the road was fake the entire time.
Well, she didn't know for sure.
I thought she did.
knew
She
for sure.
suspected
She
as much.
suspected,
Those
yeah.
are one of the clues that
Yeah.
when they do the replay, we can saw she was kind of giving us hints throughout the episode.
But if and this is one of those
Wait,
things where
what did you just say? She knew the role was fake all along?
I thought so.
You're right. Yeah, she did.
Right.
Yeah, she did knew it was fake because the shit was a long con that she's been playing to steal people's powers.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you're right.
But
She did.
somehow Nicholas, or not Nicholas, somehow
She didn't know Nicholas created it though.
But no, Nicholas didn't create it.
I mean Billy. I'm
Billy
sorry.
created it.
Yes.
So somehow Billy created it, but then she just tacked on by adding that song to it.
No, she had already been doing the song.
Yeah, and Lorna Wu started doing the song. The song became popular from
Right.
the song they made with Nicholas. Yeah.
That's what I'm okay. Yeah. So Agatha tacked on to this. So how did Wu know the song? Because Agatha had just been saying.
I think the song just over time just became this popular folklore type of song that just. I think Wu took it. I think the witches may have knew about it through word of mouth. And then I think Lorna Wu wrote the song and made it this big ass hit, but she also used that as a means to protect her daughter. So it was also a protection spell built into it. I think she did this little thing on her arm as well, on her shoulder, too.
What was that supposed to do?
I think that was to protect her. You know,
she didn't do a good job.
But yes, they created all this started, of course, with Agatha. They created this song or whatever, and it became this big thing. And Agatha was using that to steal people's powers. Mm-hmm. The thing I was trying to figure out is like she didn't have to do that because she didn't do that any other time.
Have to do what?
She could just steal people's powers they didn't have to attack her. So remember the first time when the baby was an infant, she walked through the rocks and they invited her in. She walked in, she just stole the powers. All this stuff happened off camera, remember? The kid stole the bell, walked into the house. I don't know why all 4 witches came with her, but whatever. And she stole the powers then off camera. And then I think that was the second time. So, but at neither point did they attack her.
Right.
Earlier, she told such and such that they had to attack her in order to steal the powers. She was like, I'm going to let you in on the secret. So I guess now I have to assume that was all just a lie. So, but either way, 'cause I was just confused on the writing about that part. Maybe somebody in Reddit can help me out because I don't know. But yeah, so that whole thing turned out to be a con. So that explained, and we saw in episode 1 that she was basically running the whole script. She was like, "Oh, you guys, what kind of witches are you?" We saw all that in episode 7, and the confusion on her face when the road actually turned out to be real, which also explained why they walked around in a circle because Nicholas created the whole thing in her head. But she did go along with the whole thing because I think she was just as confused by everybody else that this whole thing was there. So,
because she was looking for something too. Mm-hmm. That's why I think she got confused and got kind of wrapped up in it.
Yeah, she wanted her powers back, so she thought this thing was real. And it turns out Billy was the one that was doing it. But because the road was created out of nowhere, that also was giving her tips that is probably Wanda's son. She was like, "You are so much like your mother." So, you know. So, let's see where we are. So now going backwards to episode 6. This is when we get the final fight scene after they gave us. We see that Alice is really dead because she had to walk her. We get a little bit of.
I thought that was interesting. They were actually killing them.
Yeah. Rhea Agatha have a conversation. So now we found out that she couldn't just take Billy. Billy had to go willingly, and she said that he actually stole a soul. So we know Death's role in this whole story as well. And now we know that Tommy is going to be somewhere as well. So let's see where we are. We learned that Jen was the one that bound. Agatha was the one that bound Jen.
Man,
I was like, what,
bruh?
It was an accident. She didn't know. She just did something for somebody, and that person used it on Jen.
Man, this shit was 12 years a slave.
100, but yeah. No, it wasn't, man. Come on.
Man, they had her ass come out the dirt.
Yeah.
She was freed.
Yep.
She was freed.
She came from the underground.
Bro, she came from the Underground Railroad.
It was buried at some point.
Man.
And she climbed through the dirt.
She
made it out the dirt, literally.
Right. They made her a slave, kid.
They did.
You didn't like when she got
I did not like
she was about, she was like,
No. I did not like the fact that she was a slave. No,
I didn't like when she said, "Oh, you bound me? You were the one that bound." I ain't like none of that.
She was a slave, bro.
And then she even took some of her hair to make a weave.
Yeah, bruh.
She just don't listen to that. She took Agatha's hair to bound her arms to unbound herself.
Spike said, "Oh wow,
bro, she was a slave."
I did like Agatha's performance when she realized that it was her.
But why did she even say it? Keep that shit. It was just like, why was this even needed to be added? Why did they even need to say,
Right.
"Oh, Agatha was the one that did it"? Like,
All
who
along.
cares? Oh, that's what it, they keep going back to that. That's what it is.
I hope they stop
You might
doing
be
it.
no, you might be right. Maybe that might be the
all
point.
along, everything.
Because with
Why it's
everything
not
that
covered.
happened here, it was
'cause of
Agatha.
Agatha.
All
It does
along.
trace back to Agatha in somehow, some way. This
Every
whole
single
thing
thing.
happened because of her. Agatha helps Billy find Tommy's soul, so we see a scene that I guess at some point we'll see later on if people are still watching. And Billy's out of there, Jen's out of there. Agatha was left. She buries the hair. We found out that the pendant was actually her son's hair, and she completes the final trial. Comes up, and death is waiting for her. Y'all didn't like the cackling that Aubrey did when she was sitting on there. Y'all don't like that?
When she's on
I
top
like
of the roof.
Yeah.
I liked her in this. I'm a fan of her though. So.
I am too.
I
But
am too.
But yeah, I didn't like her in this though.
This was bad casting.
Yeah. So what was the whole planning of the hair or whatever that like why was she trying to hurry up and do that?
Time was running out.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but what was the point?
I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm not sure. Because I don't know how that related to her getting her powers back.
Because I thought that was gonna somehow reincarnate her son or something.
Right, me too.
I'm so glad that you asked because I was sitting there the whole time watching this stuff like what is that?
Because they put so much emphasis on it, right?
And it was like what's going?
Yeah, even on the second one, I still didn't get what was going on there. I if I could make a guess, I think because she created the baby from her powers, maybe burying it. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I'm trying to work it
I
out.
don't know. I'm trying to work it
struggling, bro.
out. I just let it go, bro.
That's what I'm saying, man. It was just too many things that I still had too many questions about.
And that's my thing. You
Yeah.
can't, like, in my opinion, you can't make a show like this and introduce all of these things and then not explain shit.
Yeah.
I'm cool when, like, movies do it because it's like, I don't really need to know.
Yeah.
With a show like this, I feel like all this shit is going to get brought back up.
That's what saved Wanda for me. Because they were at least able to explain
Yes.
it, and it
Yeah,
made
totally.
sense.
And
I
it
was
totally
like,
made
okay,
sense.
all right, all that criticism I had early on, all right, I'll give y'all that. Y'all did a great job at bringing this all together full circle.
Yep.
They did not do that with this.
Nope.
Yeah. And I think Wanda was just a little more interesting too, like just the different things that they were doing from episode to episode. Just this one was like.
Because the whole time we were like, what's happening?
going on?
This is, what the fuck? This
It was
is
very
crazy.
mysterious.
Yeah, this is mysterious.
They didn't
and
have
it's
that element
creepy
here.
almost.
It didn't, yeah.
They
Yeah, the
didn't have
element
that
was
element
not
here.
there. This felt like Goosebumps
Yeah.
or like some kind of Nickelodeon shit.
It
Focus
did,
was
yeah,
perfect.
exactly. That's what it felt like.
Which, yeah. Going back to the Swords trial, though, because I think y'all said y'all liked that. Yeah, I thought that was dope. Y'all didn't think Lilia went out like a G, though?
Like a G? No, because like how you can't fly? You're a witch,
None of them could. Oh, never mind. Jen can fly.
and you're like the head witch.
She's old, bro.
But the older you get, the more power you have.
I think she's accepted that she was gonna die, and she knew she needed to die because she was like, I can't keep living like this.
I don't know what she knows because she seems to know shit and then forget shit and then know that she knew that she forgot it. And it's just like, well, why do I even care about you? Because like, you're the reason that all this shit's happened. If you had just wrote down a note and passed it to somebody, this motherfucker's a problem, we wouldn't have got here.
And are they saying that she's still alive technically because now she's just a kid again in her head?
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
When afterwards she's just a kid.
Oh yeah, remember I said earlier. I have no idea. That's the one storyline I don't understand.
I feel like that's what they were saying. Like, yeah, she died
because
but
maybe
didn't.
she never dies. Maybe because
'cause
time to her
Is it-
is whatever. She just always living.
I don't know why Marvel keeps feeling like they have to do all of this time shit. Time is a variable. No, time doesn't exist. No, time exists, but I see time differently. It's like, bro, you're wasting my fucking time.
Right.
It was just Lilia
I thought
this
they were
time.
putting
though.
an end to the time stuff. To Mike's point, I thought that Loki was gonna do like
Nope.
They did. It's over. Lilia just was one of the ones that can able
Multiverse.
to see stuff.
Yeah, but I think they still gonna probably play with time somehow.
because they
But,
did it a
yeah.
little bit in Deadpool and
Yeah.
Wolverine.
I'm tired of this,
He
dude.
said in Deadpool, like, yeah, we tired of the time, but y'all still doing time shit.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
this isn't multiverse stuff. This is just
Yeah,
like
that's what I was
Right.
saying.
weird
Yeah.
time travel.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
shit neither. But I do think that the way that they laid the episode out and then the reveal, I did say that was pretty cool. But I still don't understand, so I feel like it should be cooler than it was.
Exactly. It definitely felt like it should have been cooler.
yeah.
It didn't never come all the way together for me.
Nope.
Yeah, so Rio and Agatha has a fight. And Billy comes along and basically kind of saves the day. Did y'all think she was gonna take all his powers? And could she really take him? I guess she could kill him because it is a living body. So never mind.
I ain't really understand this shit neither. Like, is Billy that powerful to overtake death? Because he threw death ass through a fucking wall.
Yeah, but no, he's not. To answer your question, no, he's not.
Okay.
And I think that's why Agatha was like, "This is stupid."
We're not gonna win.
Yeah, you know, it's inevitable. We can't beat death, right? So,
But I don't think death can beat him either, though. Is that what they were implying?
No, she can't take his soul. He has to give it up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
So yeah, she can't technically beat him.
Yeah, because it's outside of the rules of how she has to work.
Right.
But yeah, nobody can beat death, really. I think only one person did death. Never mind. That's it. Going to the comments. I'm trying to think of what happened in the comments. But anyway, so yeah, so none of the big fights, like the fight scene and Billy showing up, and like how Agatha tricked Billy into going willingly, because she, once again, it looked like she was gonna really do it, especially when she's talking to him at the end. I thought that's when she was gonna trick him, but it turned out it was later.
I like that she tricked him and that it still was Agatha. Like you said, it fits her character that was built up through these 9 episodes, but it wasn't impressive.
What about the kiss of death? Did you get what they were doing there? You like that?
That was so cool.
I missed the kiss of death.
No,
when
didn't.
Death
No, you
kissed
didn't,
her?
bro.
Yeah. And then she dies. That was the kiss of death.
See, I didn't even put.
I didn't catch it either. Spike.
I didn't even put two and two together. Right?
You ain't gonna say it about them?
No, I don't intentionally call anybody
I'm
stupid.
just playing.
But I don't know how y'all didn't catch
It can happen,
it.
bro.
Was literally the kiss of death.
I think I was
Now
distracted.
that y'all are saying it, yeah.
No,
it makes perfect sense.
I was distracted because Don was in the room when that was happening.
He's like, why are you watching this bullshit?
Right,
Daddy?
he's like, why you 2 girls kissing? That's what he was like. I think he was watching like, what's happening right
What
now?
you watching? Hold on. Let me get a seat.
Yeah, so I was a little distracted doing that part, but yeah, so that's saying that at that point she had a heart for him, like
Okay, so
like that.
here's
Yeah.
another issue that I had.
Okay.
Was once I saw what actually happened to her son, I don't know why or how him asking her that question would have her have a
That's
change
what
of heart.
Man, God,
I was like,
insane.
because he was like, "Oh, is this what happened to Nicholas?" And she just decided, I was like, "Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna just go ahead and kill myself." Because I'm like, what? So I didn't understand that part either. I was confused.
It wasn't
by
enough.
that.
I know you can hear me.
Yeah, is this what happened to Nicholas? So I think I may have missed that.
She should be like, no, it's not, and then just kept walking.
Right.
Any other questions?
Because what happened to Nicholas wasn't enough, I feel, for her to make the right choice, quote unquote. Because she didn't sacrifice Nicholas. Nicholas just was nature. To like he was supposed to die at birth, and death did her a solid and let her get 6 years with 6.
I don't know how old that little fucker was.
I think it was 6 years.
You look 13.
He looked 42, but just
3 to 6
little.
years of
He wasn't 3.
spending
He was
time.
older than 3. He definitely was older than 3.
He had to be older than 3 because he was running around talking about shit.
So it was 6 because it was on one of the things that said 3 years later. So I guess we did fast forward 6 years. So I was like, yeah, he just died. Like, why did you? I don't get it. Like, unless we're missing a story about what really happened with Agatha and her son. Yeah, I don't know. I was confused by that.
They should have had him get taken out like brutally or something, and her have to see it, and her try to stop it, but she couldn't stop it. But just her waking up, time to get up, Billy. And she look over and Billy's gone. That's it?
Or
really?
maybe.
No, he was there. It was just lifeless body.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even see a body. I thought she
Yeah,
moved
so
the
it was
blanket.
kind of sad.
No, they just
Oh,
showed
that
that.
was his soul walking off.
Yeah, that was his soul
Yeah.
walking off. Yeah.
God.
And she had to kiss her before she left. She's like,
Oh my God.
I mean, maybe because she was seeing she did say it. You remind me. It's when you say things like that is where you remind me so much of him. So maybe she established a bond with him because I don't know.
You remind me because Billy had to be what 19.
Yeah, he was
remind
definitely
me
a
of my
teenager. Could bar
6-year-old.
mitzvah stuff like that. Yeah.
Man,
Well, Billy had not Billy, but Nicholas did have a heart because he was like, because remember when she tried to kill the witches, he was like, nah, we good. And she ran off. He was like, well, we can kill witches tomorrow.
that didn't really go anywhere either.
Yeah.
Nah, because he died the next day.
Right. So that's what you get, you little fucker. If you let me do my job, you might have been cool. But it was also kind of weird to me that she had spent all of this time. Was she trying to collect all of this power so she could save Billy? Because that would have made more sense.
I don't know her motivations for killing the witches because Nicholas asked her.
Right.
And she never really said.
And I thought that was because she didn't want to reveal to him that, hey, bro, you're going to die. So if they revealed that that's the reason why she had been killing all of these witches because she was trying to get powerful enough to overtake death, then I'd have been like, this makes sense. They didn't do any of that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, those were some, shows not without flaws. I know there's a lot of flaws for you guys, but yeah, those were some of the question marks I had in watching it. But, at this, because really this is the conclusion of it. Like there's a little bit at the end we'll talk about. But.
Oh, that was post-credit stuff?
Nah, no post-credit. But did you guys like the reveal that it was Billy all along, I guess? when he started looking at all the memorabilia, posters, Wizard of Oz posters, stuff like that.
Yeah, no. I caught some of that earlier because I forget what the other poster that had me thinking that Billy made the shit up. I can't remember what it was, but he had a poltergeist poster. Mm-hmm. It just, I guess they're trying to make it seem like he was doing the same shit that that Wanda was doing.
So we already saw it.
Yeah.
But exactly. Yeah. So once we got to the end, it was like, okay, that's what happened. Well, that's stupid because we just saw Wanda do this. Right. So y'all couldn't even find an original way to be boring?
Right. That's my thought. We just saw it, Ken.
We just saw it, but it was better.
Yeah, but why? We don't need to see it again.
We don't.
This is just a son. Well, if this is a son's power, then we got to see it at some point, right? That he can create reality out of his imagination.
Sure, but do it in a more interesting way or a different way.
Yes.
You did the exact same thing. In the same world.
Right. It'd be different if he was a variant from another dimension. But you're her son, and we just saw her do this exact same thing. Yeah. And you didn't even do it as cool. Right. Which, of course, that makes sense because he's a fledgling witch, but no.
Yeah.
I didn't hit for me, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have an issue with it. So Spike, we reveal that we find out.
Nah, he's always fuck these motherfuckers.
Agatha's a ghost.
Oh God,
that made no sense.
It's directly from the comics, by the way, just for y'all.
I saw it from all right, because I looked up Agatha.
So I want y'all to get mad at this too.
No, I do remember Agatha being a ghost in the comics after WandaVision, because WandaVision was intriguing. I did do some digging after that show, and I saw Agatha as a ghost in that show.
Yeah, I think she mentored Wanda, and I guess in this version she's gonna mentor Billy because she said, "Let's go find Tommy." So, did you like the hook there? Anybody? Swipe? No, you're not in.
What's her motivation now for helping Billy? Because they cannot just rely on she all of a sudden has feelings for Billy. So now she's just going to help him for what?
One thing we cannot believe. So I don't know what the motivations are because we can't trust to believe anything that Agatha is doing.
Right.
Maybe her motivation was not because he was. What was the spell? It was I forgot the name of the spell. Shit. He was doing on her, and she didn't want to see her son again, which I don't understand.
But she said, "I'm not ready to face him." Are we sure she's talking about her son?
Good question. I thought she was talking about her son because that's the only thing we know, but it could be somebody else, but I don't know who the other person could be. Mephisto. And why would you not want to go see your son again?
Because she would have to, if it is her son, she would have to admit, at least to herself, or no, he would know at this point because he's dead. I guess he would know that she knew he was going to die. So she would have to face that. But I don't think that's who she's talking about. I'm not ready to face him. I assume she's talking about somebody else. I just don't know who.
Because it would be a reunion of sorts. Like, you guys are reunited. You didn't do anything wrong when it came to Nicholas.
No.
Death was
coming regardless.
kind of in the wrong, but technically not. It was just doing her job,
Yeah.
or their job or whatever. I was confused by her saying that because I'm like, what? Why do you not want to go see your 6-year-old kid? You get to spend eternity together now. So you posing that question now, it's possible she is talking about somebody else. Mm-hmm. That would make more sense to me. Mm-hmm. It would explain that line.
Especially as a cliffhanger. Like, if they're doing something else with this show, then it will make sense.
I hope not.
No, there's no season 2. From what I read, is that this will
It's a one-off.
move to Vision Quest. Yeah.
Because that could be cool. I'm just ready for y'all to go ahead and bring back Wanda and let's get to the shits. Let's go ahead and get to this fucking Doctor Doom shit. But all these little raggedy ass side stories, I just don't care, bro. I swear to God, if they give us they are giving us another nigga bird. I forgot. It's a movie. Yeah, it's like y'all keep giving us these third-rate ass movies that we don't give a fuck about. Just go ahead and bring Doctor Doom in this bitch. You tried to throw Negro Kang at us, and that didn't work. It's like, bro, y'all are a mess right now. Disney is a mess.
Oh man,
they're making a mess of Marvel, and they've already made a mess of Star Wars. They can't do anything consistently right now.
I don't know, man. I like what they're doing.
Direction.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
What does this lead into?
It's gonna go to Vision Quest. I think what I read is that there's supposed to be some sort of trilogy: Wanda, Agatha, and then Vision Quest, and then this whole thing would be done. So I think we got Billy, now we have Tommy, and then that'll be complete.
And then you have the Iron Heart.
Yep.
So now they're apparently in that.
Yeah.
So that means that has to connect to this in some way.
I wish I had that. Jalen text me and let me know. Have they always branded the shows as Marvel Television?
No, that's brand new.
Okay, cool. To the issues or frustrations that people have with where Marvel is at now, Marvel fatigue or whatever you want to call it, or Marvel fatigue and everything else, the multiverse thing, I thought it was interesting that they decided to try to separate the two by saying there's Marvel Television and then there's the MCU. So I don't know if this is going to lead to a new strategic direction in terms of which is going to create shows specifically for television, and there may be a loose connection to the shows, but they're going to be completely separate from what's going on in MCU. So you don't feel forced to watch the TV shows in order to make sure you don't miss anything.
Oh, I don't think that's what they're doing because they got to have, I don't think, I of course could be wrong, but they have to have Wanda playing a pretty central role in Secret Wars.
I think they want to just create less confusion for the customers, though.
That's what I'm saying. But the last time we saw Wanda, she died in Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. She can't just pop up in this next movie.
Show niggas.
She's going to have to pop up in the shows. So that's... Wait, what did you say?
Show niggas. She can't just pop up.
She can't just pop out and show niggas. She is the certified boogeyman. Right. But, yeah, you have to watch the shows because you're going to be like, well, when did Wanda come back?
I see that. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, they're going to tie them.
They would have to figure out a way to explain it in the movie if she pops up. Yeah.
Disney's not slick. They're doing the exact same thing that they are trying to do with Star Wars with this. They made all of those shows and they're calling it the Filoniverse. And then they're going to have all of these Mando and whatever this new show that's about to come out and Ahsoka. All of that's going to culminate in this big movie that comes out. They're doing the same thing with this. All of these shows are going to culminate in the Secret Wars drama. That comes after whatever they're doing with Doctor Doom.
I did see they have Marvel Animation now too.
Yeah, they're branding all of it separately, but it's all gonna tie.
Yeah, Marvel Television, Marvel Animation, and then the movies and stuff. But
hey, man, I'm living the dream. I'm here for it.
I bet you are.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, for sure. I am. Like I just need them to do some, just tighten up just a little bit for me. I want to still have faith in Marvel, but I just need them to tighten up on some things.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
I wish there was more of a central through line for me to care about. Like whenever we had those first, I know they don't like when you compare them to the first run, but through that first run we had that Thanos thing looming over the whole thing. This, I'm not feeling it.
They
I'm
had
not
Kane, but then
I feel
dropped
like
the ball on
if
it.
Kane was ruined. So
I feel like if they were doing the first run now, I think the way people feel now, they would feel the same way. Because they were like, what is this Thanos thing? I don't get it. Why are they stretching this out? I think the sentiment would be different because people have experienced it already.
I don't think so, because I think the reason it worked the first time is because it hadn't been done. We hadn't seen anything like this where there was a looming threat in the back of these, what we thought were one-off movies. And then when it finally got to the end, it was like, oh shit, that 10 years paid off. They're not doing it as well now, because now it's just like a whole bunch of random shit is just happening, and we don't know what the purpose or the point is. When you had Kang, we understood, okay, this is working towards Kang. But then Jonathan Majors fucked up by beating up white women, and now we're like, what's the villain?
She beat him up.
Getting beat up by one.
He got beat up after he beat her.
He got beat up. He got beat up for getting beat up.
Right. It's his comeuppance, as they say. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still gonna watch it all. You know, I'm not strong enough to be like, fuck all this. But it's getting like Walking Dead to a degree.
I can Yeah, I can
I
see
still
that
watch
comparison.
Daryl Dixon. I ain't got
do
no
too.
fucking business watching that bullshit.
I cannot believe y'all still watch all of that.
I'm a lifer with Walking Dead. I'm
Like,
the same way with
same.
this.
That is so
And
crazy.
it's bad, Rod. It's bad.
I bet it is.
Oh, it's bad.
I'm so glad I'm just not intrigued anymore.
There was some moments. You don't think Carol had a couple of moments in the
Carol's jacket was squeaky clean for fucking 9 episodes. I was like, this is stupid.
You know, like some of the killing moments she had and Daryl had.
Not really.
We had to suspend a lot of reality. Like, yeah, but
Hashtag not my Daryl, Ken.
That is funny.
My Daryl does not fall in love with random ass French chicks.
I know, but I'm talking about the killing when they had to kill a bunch of people in the city.
I don't even remember, to be honest. But
okay.
no.
Crazy.
But Marvel is definitely feeling like The Walking Dead, where it's like, I'm here because I'm committed, but y'all are testing my patience.
Feeling like a money grab.
Yes.
Yeah. It's feeling like more like a money grab.
And it's feeling like no direction. It feels like they don't know what's going on, just like with
Yeah.
Star Wars. They're just trying to throw things against the wall.
I think there's more of a direction here. What I think is happening is I think they're having to adjust because of the feedback
Sure.
from the customers. So I think they're trying to tighten everything up.
Okay.
And maybe accelerate what they're doing. But I think when we get there, it may all
okay.
come together.
How important do
Okay.
you think this show
That
is going
makes
to be
sense.
to the overall story?
I think we got Billy and we're going to get Tommy. So I think it is important.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can already see what's going to happen is they're building the Young Avengers, which I didn't read because I never liked the Avengers.
Same.
The Young Avengers are going to have to fix whatever they fuck up in Secret Wars.
They're definitely trying to tap into the demo behind us.
Gotcha.
Yep, that read the Young Avengers. That's who I suspect,
Which
going
is
for
why you
now.
got a very inclusive Billy.
Yes.
And yeah, and the Violet
you have a
thing.
gay Billy, or at
Yep.
least queer in some way.
Yeah.
And the violet color has LGBTQI plus, connections too, which is why she turned into the flowers and stuff like that. So
Wait, who?
the color violet has, I think, lesbian is associated with lesbians.
And who had that color?
When she died, and the flowers were violet, and her colors are like purple and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't connect that.
yeah. I saw it online.
I'm sure you don't just know these
Yeah,
things.
no.
I'm him with this one. Wait, they not expecting me to know this shit.
Nah, I ain't gonna
that's
sit here and
interesting.
even front. No,
I didn't
hell
know
no.
that. Okay.
But yeah, so
I'm just ready for Secret Wars. That's it. I'm just ready for mutants to be here, and I'm ready for Secret Wars. Call me impatient, but I'm kind of just. I'm impatient.
How far off is it?
Years.
yeah, we're ways away.
Yeah.
This is the shit I hate is because shit out, man, bro. By the time we get there, I'm gonna be on my way out, Spike. So honestly, I hope they get there before it happens. I mean, I plan to live, a long time, but shit, we don't know.
Yeah, this is taking a minute. I'm ready to see the shit. I'm ready to see the X-Men fight the Avengers.
You got another lifetime ahead of you, man.
Yeah, I hope I don't see Rio. Rio pop up, bro. No, like, why Aubrey here? Aubrey, why she here?
That's the last thing Ken wants to see. He don't want to wake up to no skinny ass white woman walking in the room. Like, I'm definitely dead.
Shit.
I actually think she's Puerto Rican, but whatever.
Aubrey
She's
Plaza.
Puerto Rican? I didn't know
I
that.
think she had something to say when the whole Trump thing went down. Hold on, I think she
know
put out a
that.
statement about it.
But she be trolling sometimes. I don't
Very
know.
funny. She funny.
Hold on,
Plaza is an interesting last name, though, I guess.
let me make sure. I'm pretty sure I saw her put out a statement. Hold on, Puerto Rican.
Well, good for her.
I don't want anybody.
I fuck with Aubrey, but yeah.
do
I
too.
Yeah,
really
she
fuck
calls
with her.
out disgusting remarks about Puerto Rico.
Well, a lot of white people did that.
Yep. She's half Puerto Rican.
Okay.
I think
can-
I knew that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think I knew that.
I can see
actually.
that too. Cause yeah, she like she had a little something in
Got a
her.
nice little shape and everything too.
Talk
Does
about
she?
it. Talk about it, Spike.
She's
seen it
bony
in,
as hell.
She was in what's that show that we White Lotus? Remember?
Yeah, and I
White
remember
Lotus?
thinking
You
that
remember?
she had like a shape.
for half Puerto Rican, half white lady.
All right, man. We're gonna Spike.
That's a lot of bail, Spike.
Spike about to get us shut down. Spike is sexualizing death, bro.
I know. Death's sexy though, bro.
I might go with her. I might go with her. She came.
Death got some hips, Nick. What y'all talking about?
I don't think I realized she was
That's
bisexual.
Death right there. Oh yeah,
You
Oh, she
nasty
is?
as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
She said, I fall in love with girls and guys.
Okay.
But she's like Agatha. You can't really believe anything she says. 'Cause she's always saying wild shit.
Yeah, I don't know that about her, but
No, I love her, man. She's great.
Yeah, I like it.
I can sit there and watch her interviews all day long.
Man, it's so
'Cause she's hilarious.
really.
Yes. She's so awkward
Yes.
and dry. She's so
Yes.
fucking good.
Yes.
But that's why I didn't like her here.
Right, exactly. It was. Yeah, I'm
It
glad
just-
you felt the same way because I was
Yeah.
like, dang, well, I should like her, but nah, it didn't. I didn't believe her.
No, that's it. I didn't believe her. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Like I said, give me Angela Bassett. I believe Angela Bassett has death. Them arms, she can carry some motherfuckers to death. I believe it, but nah.
She's gonna have to switch it up. If they plan on keeping her around a long time, she's gonna have to do something a little different.
You gotta be menacing. She's not menacing.
Who?
Aubrey Plaza.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't like? Oh, last thing. Y'all don't like the mask though? The death mask or skeleton? Thing? Okay.
With the
it looked like it was like the one they use in the Hispanic people use, right? That little.
Dios de los Muertos.
Yeah.
yeah, it did look like that.
I didn't pay attention that hard.
It did look crazy though. I will say that it did look kind of crazy when she turned around and it was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, that's it, man. That is Agatha all along. The recap and the way y'all felt about it. I'm glad we did do a season recap because that would have been a rough couple of weeks. What you got?
I did have a question for you. For me, I don't think I felt why you actually liked it though. I don't think I ever felt. Why you actually liked it.
So I said when the reveal was Billy was Wiccan and how everything was starting to go all the way back to WandaVision, and we saw another perspective outside it, and kind of where they're going along and how because we had questions about how they're gonna get Billy and Tommy on the planet. I just love how they're putting all this stuff together, and like the questions we had are being answered. Okay. So the first couple of episodes, I'm with you guys. I was like, okay, where are we going? But when I saw what we were actually doing with this series was to get Billy and Tommy here was the first step in that. I was like, oh, I like this. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, and I was going into it thinking we were going to get a little bit more about Agatha because the show is Agatha.
We did. I think you guys just didn't like it.
We did. I just didn't like it. I just
Yeah.
didn't like what we got.
Yeah, that was it. So, and I like Agatha's performance throughout the whole show. I'm with you guys. I wasn't that connected to any of the witches or anything like that, but I didn't want to build it. I didn't build a connection with them because I didn't think they were going to be around long anyway. I did think it's messed up how they killed Miss Hart because she died for no reason, and Alice's death I thought was sad because I think Agatha really didn't intend to kill her, and I was. Yeah. So, but outside of that, it was what it was.
I'm sorry, I keep programming this, but yeah, Miss Hart. You brought up Miss Hart. Yeah. So that's to say too that she never had intentions on killing Miss Hart because she wouldn't have been able to because Miss Hart couldn't give her any powers, which is why she just pulled her in. Like, look, I just need you to come in, and just act like you the Green Witch, because she was intending for it to just end right there
Yep.
with the other witches. So I thought that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, because she said I was planning on killing them the first day.
Yeah.
Like, shit,
But she wouldn't have killed Miss Hart though.
right, because
Yeah.
she couldn't kill
She
Miss
couldn't
Hart.
have
Yeah,
killed her. I mean,
yeah.
she could, but she couldn't. Like,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like,
Or what she have done with Miss Hart? We don't know.
Yeah.
But it was messed up because she didn't want to be revealed as the fourth person on the coven. And all along was it was a coven of 2 with her and her son, but she multiplied that, and I don't know why she picked 4, because she went and got other people.
Damn. It was Rod all along.
So, but
I'm glad you enjoyed this, but yeah. This is a chore.
yeah, they brought it home for me. They brought it home for me, which I'm glad they did that. So. There we have it, everybody. So yeah, man, we'll leave it there. Let us know what you guys think, and we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace. The Frames Per Second podcast.